Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Gridline Coaching Classes.
You know, from the coffee you're probably drinking right now to the package that just showed up at your door, there's this invisible engine making it all happen. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that engine, the world of business services.
Let's start with something you see, almost every day, a local petrol pump. It seems so simple, right? You just pull up, you fill your tank, you drive away. But what's really going on behind that super simple transaction is this whole complex web of logistics and finance and risk that, honestly, most of us never even think about.
I mean, just imagine for a second that you're the owner of that petrol pump. You'd be asking yourself some pretty big questions. Like, how on earth do I get massive tankers of fuel delivered here? Where do I get the cash to pay for all of it up front? How do I even talk to my suppliers? And what happens if something goes terribly wrong, like an accident? Well, the answer to all of these questions, it's found in a special category of economic activity.
To really get to the bottom of this, we've got to talk about a fundamental idea in the business world: the difference between a physical good and an intangible service. It sounds simple, but trust me, this distinction changes everything. Think about it like this. You walk into a shop and you buy an ice cream. You get a physical thing, right? You own it. You can take it home. That's a good. But if you eat that same ice cream in a restaurant, you're paying for more than just the ice cream. You're paying for the experience, the server, the clean table, the music. You don't own the restaurant, you just experience the activity. And that is a service.
This table here really breaks it down for us. Just look at these key differences. A good is a physical object you can touch, like a bottle of medicine. But a service, that's an intangible activity, like the doctor's actual treatment. You can't put a service in a warehouse. Once a plane takes off, that empty seat is gone for good. And with services, you, the customer, are usually part of the whole thing. It's an act, not an object.
All these differences, they give services their own unique DNA, you could say. And we can sum it all up with 5 core characteristics. If you get these, you'll get the entire service economy.
And they're often called the 5 I's of services. Super handy way to remember them.
Okay, so first up, they're intangible. You just can't touch them. Second, they're inconsistent, because every time a service is performed, it's a little bit different. Think about getting a haircut. They're inseparable. They're made and used at the exact same time, like going to a concert. Fourth, you can't put them in inventory. That empty plane seat we talked about is a perfect example. You can't save it for later. And finally, they require customer involvement. You have to be there and participate to get the value.
Okay, so now that we have that framework, let's circle back to our petrol pump owner's first big problem: money. Where does he get the cash for a huge tanker full of fuel? Well, the answer lies in our first critical business service: banking. It's pretty incredible when you stop and think about what a commercial bank actually does. It takes all of our individual savings, a little from me, a little from you, pools it all together, and transforms that scattered cash into this powerful fund that businesses can tap into to build, to invest, and to operate.
For our petrol pump owner, this is absolutely essential. The bank is where he puts his daily cash to keep it safe. It's the bank that gives him the loan he needs to buy that next giant tanker of fuel. And it's the bank that lets him securely transfer money to the oil company. Without these banking services, his business just wouldn't work, period.
But what about when things go wrong? Because let's be honest, business is full of risk and uncertainty. And that's where our next critical service comes into play: insurance. It's the financial safety net. This quote right here just nails the genius of insurance. It's a way to share risk. So instead of one person having to face a devastating loss all by themselves, a whole bunch of people chip in a small amount, the premium, into one big pot. And then that pot of money is used to help out the few who are unlucky enough to suffer a loss.
So here's the crucial point. Insurance doesn't stop a fire from happening. What it does do is provide certainty. It's a guarantee that if disaster strikes, our pump owner gets the money he needs to rebuild. It basically transforms a huge, scary, unpredictable risk into a small, predictable cost, that insurance premium. And this whole system hinges on one core principle: utmost good faith. It's just a fancy way of saying both sides have to be completely honest. The business owner can't hide the fact that his wiring is a bit sketchy, and the insurance company has to be crystal clear about what is and isn't covered. The whole thing is a contract built on trust. All right, let's bring this all back home to our petrol pump and look at the big picture. We started with a few simple questions, and now, finally, we have the answers.
So let's put all the pieces together. The fuel actually arrives at the station thanks to the service of transportation. The money to pay for all that fuel is available because of the service of banking. And the entire operation, the whole business, is protected from risk by the service of insurance.
And think about it. You can't hold any of those things in your hand. They're not physical products sitting on a shelf. They're all intangible activities, processes, and promises.
These services, transportation, communication, banking, insurance, they are the invisible engine. They are the essential interconnected gears that link producers with consumers, and they allow our entire economy to function.
So, the next time you stream a movie, or you make an online payment, or even just drive down the road, take a second. Look for that hidden network of services that's making it all possible. What invisible engine are you going to notice next?